Hey everyone, this is Dr. Kaisar Alam, the founder of Prep Excellence. I know that this is not my usual topic. I normally cover SAT prep and college admissions, but this is big. Mark your calendar, everyone. October 14th is the day Windows 10 loses official support from Microsoft. After that, there will be no security updates, no bug fixes, or technical support. And that date is almost upon us. A lot of people still use Windows 10, so I wanted to break down in simple terms what's happening, what the risks are, and how you can keep your computer safe. Let's get started. So what does end of support actually mean? Starting October 14th, 2025, Microsoft will no longer provide free software patches or feature updates, security updates, or technical support. In short, Windows 10 becomes unsupported. Any future bugs or vulnerabilities will likely not be officially addressed. Why is this a big deal? Without security patches or updates, your system becomes increasingly vulnerable. Some of the risks include new malware, ransomware, exploits. Attackers consistently discover new vulnerabilities. Without patches, your system is an easier target. Zero-day vulnerabilities. If a flaw is found, Microsoft wouldn't issue a fix for Windows 10 after its support ends. Software and hardware incompatibilities. Over time, newer apps and drivers may no longer support Windows 10. Regulatory and compliance issues. If you use that PC for business or sensitive work, running an unsupported OS could violate policies or regulations. Increased support costs. Troubleshooting and remediation becomes harder, more expensive, or dependent on third-party tools. Now don't panic. Your Windows 10 PC will still work after October 14, 2025. It wouldn't suddenly shut down. You'll still be able to boot, run application, and use your machine. But that doesn't mean it's safe. Over time, the accumulating security risks, incompatibilities, and lack of support makes staying on Windows a gamble. The longer you wait, the more fragile your setup becomes. Imagine this. A student's family computer kept running Windows 7 long after support ended. It worked fine until one day a hidden security flaw let in a ransomware that locked every document, including college essays and tax files. The repair cost hundreds of dollars, and some files were never recovered. The same kind of thing can happen in Windows 10 once updates stop, not overnight, but gradually as new vulnerabilities appear. So what are your options? Microsoft's primary recommendation is to upgrade to Windows 11. It offers improvements in performance, battery life, security, and a modern feature set. However, not all PCs are eligible under Microsoft's official system requirements such as TPM 2.0, a secure boot, certain processor families, etc. If your PC is eligible, this is often the simplest path forward. Upgrade, retain your files and installed apps, and continue with support. For machines that do not meet Microsoft's requirements, some users get around the restrictions by customizing the Windows 11 ISO, that is using Rufus with custom settings. Using tools like Flyoobe or Flyoobe, which is the newer version of Flyoobe 11 to install Windows on unsupported hardware. These tools can also reduce bloatware and give you more control over the setup. Here is an important tip. Avoid signing in with a Microsoft account during setup. Proceed through install until sign-in screen appears. Press Shift F10 to open the command prompt. Run start ms-cxh : local only, one word, local only. At the prompt, create a local username and password, and then continue with the installation. This way you remain on a local account instead of tying everything with a Microsoft account. If your current computer is too old or unsupported, buying a new PC that meets Windows 11 requirements may be your best long-term option. Pros: you get fresh hardware, warranty, better battery, and full compatibility. Cons: cost, migrating data and applications. Just be sure that the new machine supports TPM 2.0, Secure Boot, UEFI, and whatever else is needed for Windows 11. This is unlikely to be an issue on new machines though. You can also consider a different operating system. If you have had it and don't want to stay in the Microsoft ecosystem, you have options, especially for older hardware. Linux is free, open source, and ideal for repurposing old machines. Distributions like Ubuntu or Linux Mint are relatively user-friendly. Pros: continued security updates, lightweight, flexibility. Cons: compatibility issues with proprietary hardware, that is Adobe Acrobat Suite, some games, learning curves for users used to Windows. You could also run Windows-only software inside a virtual machine on Linux. This will isolate the legacy Windows 10 environment while keeping the host OS secure. Install a hypervisor, that is VirtualBox, KVM, VMware on Linux, and then install Windows 10 as a guest OS. This ensures that any vulnerabilities are contained in the VM, though performance and hardware access may be limited. In case you are not ready to jump immediately, Microsoft decided to offer an extended security update or ESU program, which gives you access to critical and important security patches for one additional year through October 13th, 2026. There are 3 pathways, and only one of them is completely free. Please note that this is a temporary stopgap, not a long-term solution. First, free ESU via backup your settings or local account method. To qualify, ensure that your PC is on Windows 10 version 22H2, which is the latest release of Windows 10. Begin with a local account, not a Microsoft account. On the Windows Update page, you should see an offer in the Extended Security Update section. Choose Backup Your Settings option. This is the free route. It will sync your settings via OneDrive and enroll your device for 1 year of ESU. After enrollment, you can switch back to a local account via Settings, then Accounts, then stop signing into Microsoft apps automatically. You'll stay enrolled in ESU. I literally did this on one machine a few minutes ago. Caveats: this wouldn't work on managed or corporate machines. Your IT department must handle that. You should enroll before October 14th, 2025. You can enroll afterward, but your machine remains vulnerable until you enroll. Some sources note you might need to sign into your Microsoft account once every 60 days to maintain ESU access, though this has not been officially confirmed. But remember, ESU is temporary. It only extends support through October 13, 2026. If you have Microsoft reward points, you can redeem 1,000 points to get 1 year of ESU. This is a more limited path, but usable for some users. You can also pay for ESU. Third route is a paid license for ESU. You can pay roughly $30 to enroll your device in getting security updates for 1 year. Please note that some regions, especially in the European Union, extended security updates might have different rules due to regulatory constraints. Always check your Microsoft policies that are applied locally. A few extra points to be aware of. Download the official Windows 10 ISO from Microsoft. Download from Microsoft website to ensure that it's genuine. You can also use that ISO to repair, reinstall, or migrate your system. Remember, Microsoft may eventually remove Windows 10 ISO download link from their website post end support, so it's wise to grab it sooner than later. For example, you cannot find the Windows 7 ISO at all on Microsoft website. For corporate or managed machines, your IT department is likely already planning the migrations. Just coordinate with them. If you enroll in the ESU after October 14th, 2025, your machine will operate unprotected until enrollment takes effect. That's a risk. Be cautious with unsupported install hacks. While many tools work, future updates or Microsoft changes could break them or leave you in an unstable state. So here is a checklist. What you should do now. Check compatibility. Use Microsoft's PC Health Check tool or tools like Why Not Win11. So Why Not Win11 to see if your machine meets Windows 11 requirements, TPM, Secure Boot, CPU, RAM, etc. If yes, plan to upgrade. If no, evaluate the alternatives and whether to use a tweak or a workaround. Regardless of what you do, always back up your files, settings, and apps. You can use external drives, cloud backups, imaging tools. If your machine qualifies for upgrade, follow Microsoft upgrade process. If you're using a workaround, use a trusted custom ISO or tool such as Rufus, Flyoobe. If alternative OS, test Linux in a live USB environment first. If using ESU, enroll as soon as possible, preferably before October 14th, 2025. After any migration or upgrade, confirm that your updates are working. Monitor for driver updates, security patches, and firmware updates. October 14th, 2025 is your hard deadline. After that, Windows 10 becomes unsupported and your system becomes a security risk. While your PC will still function, it's not safe to leave things to chance. Your best bet is to upgrade to Windows 11 using a workaround if needed, or get a new PC. If that's not possible right now, use the ESU option as a stopgap, or consider switching to Linux or using a VM setup. Don't wait until the last minute. Take action now. Back up your system, test compatibility, and plan your path forward. Stay safe, stay updated, and let's move into a more secure futures together. So what are you planning to do after Windows 10 support ends? Upgrading to Windows 11? switching to Linux, or using the extended security updates? Comment your plan below. I am curious how everyone's preparing for October 14, 2025. Also, I usually just use my script as a guide, but this video needed exact wording, so I stuck to it pretty closely. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, or share this video with anyone still using Windows 10.